Hello, welcome to AlbyTV. If you're enjoying our videos, please do give us a like. You can also share our family support Facebook page with all of your friends and family. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to AlbyTV Topic Time. Today's topic is speech and language. Learning to talk is exciting for parents and children. While some may say the process begins just after birth, in many ways it begins before that, because babies learn to hear their very first sounds from about 18 weeks of conception. Learning to talk and language development should be fun for your child, family and friends, but it is not necessarily easy. The ability to use language is key to getting on well in the school years and beyond, as it's a tool for thinking and it's the basis of social and emotional well-being. I'm going to give you some top tips for talking, which will help, I hope, with your adult-child interaction and therefore the development of your child's language. The first top tip is to set aside a special time every day to spend with your child. Really good quality time with your full attention. Be realistic about how much time you're going to set aside to do that. If 15 minutes is unachievable, then 5 minutes quality time together is much better than trying for 15 minutes and having lots of interruptions between yourself and your child. During that special time, make sure that you are face to face with your child, you're at their level, and if that means sitting on the carpet, playing with them, then that's the place to be with them. Try and remove distractions. Now, television is not interactive. Research shows that babies and young children don't learn from the sound of television. It doesn't answer questions or explain the meaning of words. Computers have the same addictive quality as television. Interaction with real people and exploring the world around them are what young children need. The second top tip is letting your child choose the toys they want to play with. Maybe have 2 to 3 toys available, not too many, and let them choose what they want to play with. You could also choose some singing songs or look at books together. Follow what your child wants to do with the toy. Let them take the lead. The third top tip is to try copying or extending what your child is doing. And if your child is unsure what to do, how to play with a toy, show him or her using simple, not complex language. For example, if playing with a doll, you can maybe bring a cup up to the doll and say, "Dolly wants a drink," offering the cup to the doll's mouth. And an example of how to extend your child's play is to offer choices. For example, shall we have the large train or the small train? The fourth top tip is to wait for your child to have their turn at playing and talking. Observe how she or he is playing, then wait for your child to offer communication. Wait for them to say something. Try waiting 5 or maybe up to even 15 seconds, so your child has plenty of time to say what they're thinking. Waiting can be a challenge. I just tried to pause a little bit after 5 seconds there. Did you notice? Waiting can be a real challenge for us adults. And after waiting, then listen to what your child says and make a response which shows them that you're listening. And this observing what the child's doing, waiting and listening, it becomes an acronym OWL. Observing the child, waiting and listening. The fifth top tip is to talk about what your child is doing and use simple but expressive language to describe what's happening. E.g., "Oh, you're rolling the dough." And use fun words as well. "Splash went the water." Whoosh went the trees. Pop went the balloon. Also, recast the language where necessary. What do I mean by that? If your child says, I ran to the park, you repeat back, oh, you ran to the park. So you're modelling the word correctly, but you're not correcting in a negative way. The sixth top tip is try not to ask questions when you already know the answers. So turn your questions into comments. So rather than saying, what are you doing? You could say, oh, you're feeding Teddy. Or you're pushing the big car. The seventh top tip is to give your child lots of praise. You can do this non-verbally with facial expressions or giving a hug, as well as saying nice things to your child, which will help to build their confidence in their speech and language development and just in who they are, in being who they are. So those are my 7 top tips for talking. 2 additional points. Dummies. Dummies may have their place. However, regular and extended use of a dummy can create problems with a child's development. It can prevent babbling, which is an important step in learning to talk in very young children. Also, many speech sounds are formed at the front of the mouth. For example, p, t, d. And regular dummy use may result in those sounds not being developed properly. And lastly, use of a dummy can stop your toddler chatting with you, and that would be missed conversation. The second additional point is where English is an additional language. I just want to say that bilingualism is normal. All over the world, people are brought up to speak 2 or more languages as part of their normal, natural way of life. Learning more than one language does not cause speech delay. Sometimes children from a bilingual background will mix languages with their sentences. This happens most when they are not really yet aware that they are learning 2 languages, and it is a natural stage. They will soon work out the different vocabulary and rules of the different languages. So just to recap on this topic of speech and language, top tips for talking. I've talked about having a special time, following your child's lead, using simple language, waiting for your child to start talking. Remember the observation, waiting and listening. Use expressive language and turn your questions into comments. And lastly, give lots of praise. Thank you for listening to this topic. I hope you find it helpful, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.